This is Regis program, and you're tuning into True School Sports.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is like extremely welcome news. We've been waiting a long time for this moment here on True School Sports, but man, oh man. Ben Davison is no longer Josh Taylor's trainer. Thank the Lord. Now, this is no hatred or slight on Ben Davison. He's a man with a dream, trying to make some things happen in his life in boxing. So best wishes to him. I think he's doing a great job with Lee Wood. But let's call a spade a spade. Boxer-sized Ben was never going to be the answer for Josh Taylor. Now, credit to him. You know, he was in the corner for Josh Taylor's biggest fight of his career, which was the Jose Ramirez fight for Undisputed. So he at least was able to get that right and get that down. Truth be told, I always thought Jose Ramirez was a stylistic, matchup that was very much in Josh Taylor's favor. He was tailor-made for him. So, it wasn't too hard to not screw that one up. But, we saw Josh Taylor having a bit of an identity crisis the longer he stayed with Ben Davison, because he's a mean, nasty, spiteful Scotsman who likes to barrel down on top of opponents and do things like that. He kind of got away from that and tried to become more of a conventional boxer, and he lost that spitefulness that made him Josh Taylor. We saw that in the Catterall fight. Well, now Josh Taylor has enlisted the services of a new coach, and that coach is a trainer by the name of Joe McNally. Now, I'm not too familiar with Joe McNally as a fight fan here in America. Not really too familiar with him. So all my British and or Scottish subscribers, feel free to put me on game as to who Joe McNally is. Now, from what I could gather in this article I'm reading, Joe McNally has worked with the likes of Liam Smith and David Price. Now, those aren't like the greatest names in the world, but he's got experience. But I just think it's good for Josh that he's not with Ben Davison, because Ben Davison, I never thought it was a fit for him. I never thought it was going to work out long term. I'm not saying that Josh couldn't have picked up a thing or two in his skill set from Ben that has paid dividends for him in some of these fights, but ultimately, it just wasn't going to be a thing that I thought worked out long term, and that's what it is. And this appointment of a new coach, this Joe McNally, it's coming at a very pivotal time in his career where his next fight is going to be against Jack Catterall in the rematch, and it's a fight that he can ill afford to lose. It's a fight where he's not fighting for belts, he's not fighting for accolades, he's fighting for respect, he's fighting for his reputation, he's fighting for people to understand that Josh Taylor is still a top fighter in boxing. Because you got to understand, and this is why I hate this phrase, because I don't judge fighters this way, but when we talk about a fighter's buzz and their stock in the sport, the harsh reality is that you are only as good as your last fight. And let's face it, going into the Jack Catterall fight, Josh Taylor was looked at to be an potential opponent for Terrence Crawford. And then after the Catterall fight, that went up in smokes. Now you say that, people will laugh at you. So it's like, I still want to see that fight. Being honest, I still want to see that fight, but I'm probably in the very, very small minority. But he's got to win this fight so that he can reestablish his level in the sport. And then I think if he can beat Catterall, which is going to be a tough ask, because Catterall showed he can fight. He showed that he belongs at that top level. So and you'd be led to believe that Catterall's going to come with a lot of confidence. So it's up to Taylor to beat him, and then I think after that, if he can beat him, he can look to bigger and better things and jumping up to the welterweight division and challenging some of the top guys up there. But for the time being, the focus is Jack Catterall, and for the foreseeable future, after 3 fights with Ben Davison, Josh Taylor is no longer with him. So he is being coached by Joe McNally. We will see how this goes. I did see Tony Bellew's tweet. He had a lot of good things to say about him. So, make of that what you will. But let me know what you guys think. Taylor himself said on Twitter. He said, I quote, "It's a pleasure to officially announce that I've teamed up and I'm going to be working with Joe McNally moving forward. I'm excited for this new chapter in my career and producing more great nights ahead." So it's a new chapter in the career of the Tartan Tornado, Josh Taylor, the former undisputed champion, the fighting pride of all of Scotland, still one of my favorite fighters in boxing. Still, I'm still, the president of the Josh Taylor American fan club, but I call a spade a spade. He has to get it right with this Catterall rematch. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the news. Josh Taylor has a new trainer. His name is Joe McNally. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
Just like Mayweather's uncles would say, a lot of people don't know shit about boxing. You do. You've done it.
Thank you.
You about the only smart guy that I know, bro. Nobody knows shit about boxing.
I appreciate it, man.
I want to say, man, make sure to follow True School Sports, always covering boxing at the highest level, man, and make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram at Just a Kid from Danny as well.
He the plug.